Welcome back, everyone. We are down at the boat. It's actually just me and my brother this time. We are getting ready to move Old Maniac actually to a boatyard. So what happened that we noticed a couple months ago when reviewing some of the footage is that it looks like the keel paint has completely come off. So what we think happened is that the paint did not adhere to the primer that we put on, and because of that it looks like it came off in entirely big flakes, and there is no bottom paint at all on the keel anymore. We don't know if that's 100% sure. We haven't been able to put a camera in the water anytime soon to check it, but we did notice in a video that we took offshore from Wrightsville Beach that most of the keel paint had been gone. So we're gonna hopefully get Pettit to do a warranty on that, because we did follow the instructions to a T, what it said on the primer on the primer can, how to put the primer on and then the bottom paint. But apparently, according to the rep that we talked to on the phone, this is not the correct way, and then there's a new way of doing it, but that had old information on the can. So I have a rough quotes. So anyway, we're going to move the boat today, but it is blowing 14, gusting 20. We don't have a bow thruster, as y'all know, and we don't want to hit our neighbors here, and the wind's blowing us perfectly that way. So we're going to wait till first thing in the morning at slack tide, when it should be less than 5 knots of breeze, and we're going to move the boat over to the boatyard tomorrow doing that. So I'm just kind of doing a little intro, and we're working to get the boat ready for that. We're also going to be taking the floorboards with us from inside, because we're going to take those back with us and we're going to refinish them at our house, because it'll be a lot easier to do that in a garage than inside of the boat. So yeah. We have made it to the boatyard here in Charleston, up the Intercoastal Waterway. So in about an hour we're going to get pulled out here and see the status of the keel. Also, on the way over, the boat was really struggling to get above 2.5, 3 knots. Like, the motor wants to do it, but it just won't go any faster. So I'm thinking that also the prop may be covered in barnacles, but we'll see. Hopefully that's it, because I don't know of any other issue it could be besides either it's not getting enough fuel for some reason, like the fuel filter's clogged, but they were just changed, or the prop is covered in barnacles, because we didn't put new prop seal on it when we left. It looked fine, but probably should have just gone ahead and did that as well. But we will see here in about an hour when we get pulled out what the prop looks like, and hopefully just covered in barnacles, or there's a clam or something wedged to where the prop's not opening all the way. But we'll see here shortly. Yeah, no. we are here. Maniac is going, well, she's in the sling. She's going to be put on the hard for a while to get some work done. There's not too many places. We don't have the time right now to do the work ourselves, so we're going to have a yard do it. We hate paying the extra money, but it is what it is right now. So they're going to take a look at it. We're going to go over what actually needs to be done, but you can kind of see that the keel is silver again, which means the bottom paint came off completely. So that's kind of where we're at. That's number one priority, getting the bottom paint sorted out, that something happened to where it didn't adhere correctly, but we'll hopefully figure that out here shortly. On top of that, we also, the prop speed that was on the prop and drive shaft did not work for the southern water we have down here, so we were covered in barnacles, and it explains why on the way over we were only able to go up to about 2.5, 3 knots of boat speed, because the prop actually couldn't open up all the way. So we're gonna get that sorted out too, and get some new prop speed or bottom paint on it, whatever they recommend for a nice slow moving sailboat. Welcome back, everyone. We are back at Maniac. We're doing a little bit of yard work after getting the keel repainted. You can see that some of the bottom paint didn't exactly stick. We weren't able to pressure wash when we had the boat up in the yard, so some of it came off with the pressure washer here. We're going to do a scrape and a sand and a repaint of that bottom paint, and then prime some of the areas where it came off down to the gel coat. And we're going to hold out for a couple years to get the whole bottom blasted, to bring it back to gel coat and then work it up from there. But for now, we're just going to do a quick another layer of bottom paint and get her back in the water and ready to head south.
We have a little bit of extra time while we wait for our primer to dry, so we're thinking we might be able to do the boot strap.
Well, we're not thinking, we're doing it.
Well, we're prepping for now. We can still stop if we need to.
We're at least going to do the part in the back that is pretty much underwater when we're in the water. Technically, we can do this in the water if we needed to, but I want to try to get it all done while it's on the hard. We only have 2 days here. We're only allowed to be in the yard from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends, so we don't have full days. It's already 12:30 now, so we have another hour till we can bottom paint, so we're going to try to knock out the prep work for the boot stripe now. we are back here at day 2. As you can see, we were able to knock out the boot stripe. We got 2 coats of top coat on there. We also finished up the bottom. Well, sorry, not finished. We did 1 layer of bottom paint in the spot where it was chipping off. So today we're gonna get 2 more layers on. The keel was already done before. And then the other part, which totally forgot about when we launched the boat, was we coated the running gear so that it doesn't get any growth down here. So I was able to put some of this on, this prop coat. We got 3 layers on there. I need to now rotate and do the rest of the gears in here and then lubricate everything, and then also get the prop shaft up there where it was inside, that goes inside to the motor, because I didn't want to rotate it while the paint was wet yesterday. So have my work cut out for me this morning. Also, if we get some time, we have a new rub rail coming. Well, we have to order it, but I want to paint this so it doesn't look so bad temporarily until we get that rub rail. We should have ordered it, but it totally spaced on both of us because we should have done it when it was here on the hard, because it'd be a lot easier than in the water. But it can be done in the water, and it's going to have to be done in the water. But I'm going to get a coat of the barrier coat just to put along, tape it off just so it's not this fiberglass resin yellow and it matches a little more until we can get the rubber rail.
We originally got a quote to do our whole boat, them to redo the whole bottom, sandblast the bottom, and then repaint it. And this that Colin's doing, and the boot strap. And the quote came out to be $23,000, and we do not have that in our budget at all. So that's why we're here at the yard doing it ourselves. So we're paying for 2 DIY days, and we're actually knocking it out pretty fast. Yeah, I'm surprised.
Boot strap, $6,700. The prop shaft and prop was going to be another $770. This is all including material, and then whatever the leftover was also, that's with the bottom, was going to cost to have it sandblasted, and then 2 coats of barrier coat, and then 2 coats of bottom paint. So little outrageous for what we kind of, 23,000 is kind of high.
I mean, we don't have that. So.
We don't have that, yeah. So we got some quotes down in Florida for 10. They eventually came back with a much better cost, but it's still not in the budget right now. So we're gonna keep the bottom the way it is for a couple years like we planned on, and then maybe when we're down in the islands or Mexico, something like that, take it out, have it blasted, and then we'll paint the bottom ourselves. Just with all the regulations and everything, it just sounds like having the bottom sandblasted here in the States is just very expensive, because they have to. That's what's left over from the keel. Everything has to be packaged up and shipped off to a special facility, which is great, but they charge a lot in the States for doing that. So at least from our research. So it's
anyway, I think I did a $6,000 job on this.
Yeah.
Me and you.
Yeah, the blue, we have black for this part, but the blue is gone, and the battleship gray, the steel gray is in.
Okay, so the yard that we're currently at does not let you film the boat going in the water, but I just got a call from Colin, and he said the boat is off the lift because it's off the straps, but the boat is not moving, and he thinks they got it stuck in the mud. I don't know if he has any film of that, but if we do, I'll show it. But I'm guessing this is why I don't want you to film here. So we'll see how the rest of the day goes. Back in the water.
And off to a new boat slip.